Alright guys, this is Kevin with Bleeding Moon. First off, I want to show you the one that started it all. This is Mr. Lenny. This is my normal male, and as you can see, he is a beast. I've had him for about 10 years. Now, the subject of today's video, we're going to be talking about having a plan with this fall quickly approaching. It's going to be about time to start pairing up your snakes if you haven't already started doing it. And this video is going to be mainly for you guys out there that are just starting off. We're going to talk about my plans for this fall and the building blocks that I'm trying to build for future projects. Stay tuned. Be right after this. Alright guys, here we are outside. And you can see I'm outside. But for the future projects that I plan on doing, this is my first year of breeding. But this is Freya. She is my fire bee female. And as you can see, she's an absolutely beautiful animal. Not really sure what to think of what being outside in the sunlight, but she's a very curious critter. I mean, she's absolutely gorgeous. You can see she got like a dragonfly stamp on the back of her head there. And just look at that patterning and the coloring on the sides. I mean, she's absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to unlock what she has for me. Now, I'm going to be pairing her up with this guy here, and you've seen him in the video that I did on recessives. Now, with this pairing here, with her not being het and him being a visual clown, I won't get any visuals out of this pairing at all. But the whole clutch will be het for clown. What I'm hoping for here would be a fire bee het clown female that I can raise up and put back to him later on down the road. Now, the reason for that is, of course, I'd like to hit a fire bee clown, but if I hit pastel clown or spider clown or a fire clown or any clown combinations, I'd be happy with it. So, like I said, for future building projects, this is what I'm going for right here. Out of these two, I've already had a couple locks out of these guys. They're both up to size. They're both really, really well, and she is just massive. She's a big girl. The pairing that I have that I'm anticipating is going to be a good one. Of course, my male that is going to be in this pairing is then shed, and they're not quite up to size. I'm really hoping to get some more size on these two before this fall starts, which they should be ready at some point around the middle of the breeding season, probably, if I had to guess. Like I said, he's deep in shed, so he looks not his best. We're not going to keep him out for very long. But what I'm going for here, this is my silver streak het for albino. And of course, like I said, he's a little bit small, but I want to pair him up with her. This is Pandora, our pied girl. Now what I'm going for here would be the black pewter het pieds, because once again, none of these babies would be visual pied, none of them would be visual albino. But I would be going for the black pewter het pieds, so I can pair those up and get some pretty cool combinations out of that. And out of all those black pewter het pieds, with him being a het albino, they'd have a 50% chance of being het for albino also. Or, I didn't explain this in the last video I did on recessive, het means heterozygous, which in a nutshell means they carry one copy of the gene. She is a visual, so she is homozygous, which means she carries two copies of the visual pied gene. Now if you take a good look at her, she is a very nice example of the gene. She has the white with the black borders around it, almost a ringer there. The patterning on her is very, very good. She has very good body conditioning. She's an extremely beautiful animal, and her belly is pretty much spotless. Now, she has some weight to put on her. She's about 1,200 grams right now, but he is big enough to breed. I don't know if he's mature enough, but he is definitely big enough. Now, out of all these plans that I'm making here for this, one thing that people have to understand is you can do everything perfect. You can wait till the right size, you can have all your humidity and everything spot on, everything could be on point, and you could witness locks, you could witness ovulation, you could witness everything. It doesn't mean that you're going to get eggs. Because ultimately, in the end, the ones that have the final say in the matter are these guys. The snakes definitely decide whether or not they're going to breed. Now, if they don't breed, you don't get eggs, it doesn't mean that there's a problem. It could, but I would say it doesn't necessarily mean that there's an issue. Now, I just wanted to state that they have the final say. no matter what. And before people go and say, well, that male's dehydrated, like I said, he is deep in blue. I mean, he should be splitting his skin today or tomorrow. So we're going to go ahead and put these guys up and get you one last look at them. I just love her patterning with that stripe going down her back and that vivid white. She's just an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous animal. And I got her from Travis Knoll. He's a good friend of mine, and he gave me a deal that I just could not turn down. So she is going to make me some gorgeous babies, and she is the key to a lot of my breeding projects that I want to do with Pied. I also have a couple other pairings that I'm going to be doing here. Of course, some of these snakes aren't up to size yet. I know that. I'm keeping track on their size, but they're right on the cusp. I mean, they're right there. But I am learning that just because they're up to size does not mean that they're mature enough to breed. You do have to give them a chance to, well, grow up. Get over puberty, you might say. So, this guy here, this is Khan. You saw him in the reveal video that I did when I first got him. He is my mystery snake. We know he has bamboo in him. We suspect that he has pastel. And there is a possibility of either Mystic or Mojave, which everybody knows that Mystic and Phantom are the same gene, just different strains of the same gene, which we'll tie that into the conversation here in a little bit. Now, my plans for him are going to be that he will go to this girl here. This girl here is a Phantom Inchy that was produced by Ryan Shippey. And as you can see, she's very active. She is one of the ones that's about 1,200 grams. She's not quite there yet. But if she can get there, I wouldn't mind getting a couple locks between these two just to kind of see what happens. Now, she is one of my most active ball pythons. She's always moving around whenever I get her out of the cage, or out of the tub. Which right now she is living in a 6-quart tub, but as soon as the upgrades get here, which that'll be another video altogether, she will be moving up to a bigger tub. So, but she is a very beautiful girl. The Inchy gene in her is very, very nice, and I can't wait to see what it does. And what I'm hoping for out of this pairing would be, of course, a bamboo Inchy. And I could probably get some more blue-eyed leucistics out of this. I could probably get some pastel bamboos, pastel Inchies, pastel mystics, or phantoms, or whatever you want to call them. Should be a good pairing to do between these two. Quality breeds quality, right, guys? But once again, they're the ones that have the final say in all of it. So we're going to go ahead and put these guys up, since they're all over the table too. And move on to the, no, not yet. We're not going to put him away just yet. I forgot that I hadn't. Okay, now, if I can get him up to size, not only is he going to be going to that Phantom Inchy, but I'm also going to put him to this girl here, and we'll see what happens. This is Xena, our single gene pastel female. Now, I tried to breed her last year to my single gene Mojave. Of course, it didn't take. I don't think she was old enough. It was her first year of attempting to breed. She was young. Now she's got another year on her. She's got quite a bit more size. I'm going to try to put her to Khan here. Now what I'll be shooting for here will be bamboo pastels. If she proves out to be Mystic, I could get some Mystic pastels. If she proves out, if he has pastel in him, I could get supers. It wouldn't be a bad clutch. And what I'm trying to do by doing these pairings with these two females is mainly just to try to find out what all he has in him, because that's the mystery with bells. Okay, you get these people that they breed, like with him. Matt over at Ball Brilliance did a great job with him, so don't take this as me complaining, because it's not. But he was the product of a bamboo to a pastel Mystic potion. So we really don't know what he has in him, but we'll find out. Either way, he's an awesome snake, very cool. Can be a pain in the ass, apparently. So he is a very cool snake. Now, that's what we're going to be looking for there. God, she got big. And last but not least, I just want to show this guy here off. This is Casper, I think you saw him in one of my other videos too, but this is a vanilla ghost ball python. And I do have plans for him in the future as well. If I can get him up to size by next fall and everything works according to plan this fall, he will be going to that fire bee that I had out earlier. He'll be going to that fire bee I had out earlier, and we'll be shooting for a vanilla screams that'll all be het for ghost. Of course, you know, she could produce herself, so we get fire bees that would be het for ghost. We can get, I mean, all kinds of stuff out of that combination too. His name is Casper. He's just a little bitty guy, and I just got him, and he is just awesome snake. Well, that pretty much wraps it up for today. Now, one of the things that I did really want to talk to you guys about that I didn't do while I was outside, when it comes to these animals, if you're going to breed, you have to be patient. That's one of the things that I screwed up on. I wasn't being patient. I was trying to pair up prematurely, and my mentor, he has taught me quite a bit about the fact that I have to be patient and that I have to wait for these snakes to decide when they want to breed. You can try to force them all you want, it ain't gonna do anything. You can cause problems, or just nothing will happen. So that's why I was out there talking about with trying to get my snakes up to weight before they can breed, because that is very important. And well, that pretty much does it for right now. So you guys all have yourselves a safe and happy weekend out there, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.